Episode 44 of Spreading the Floor. I'm your host, Coop, joined by my co-host to the left of me,
Nigel Petty Fernandez.
And guys, it is with a heavy heart today that I report that a Heat player, Myers Leonard, used an anti-Semitic slur, a very specific anti-Semitic slur.
That's correct.
On stream, on Twitch, while playing Call of Duty. He has now been fined $50K. He's out for a week. He can't go into the Miami training rooms. He can't go into the stadium. He can't even be around the team. They sent him over to a diversity program so we can learn more about Jewish culture. And all I could say, man, is through all of the reactions I've seen, right, to my, to his comments, because I always try to, when we talk about something like this, and we have a short time frame, I try to dig in and see what sports commentators are saying. But I check the Instagram comments, and I gotta say, man, I've seen, as a Jewish man, a startling lack of people willingly digging deeper on this issue. The guys in the comments under the picture, the guys that say, "Oh, you've never been into, you ever been in a in a COD lobby, a Modern Warfare 2 lobby? I didn't even know that was a word. Why are we taking this so seriously? Cancel culture, this, that, and the third." And on the other end of the coin, on the other side of the coin, you have the guys like Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, even First Take, saying the exact opposite, that this is it is a horrible word to use, I'm not going to lie, and that he should be reprimanded and punished as he is now, and that he should be offering more than just an apology, and that there should be some sort of, through all of that, I've seen just a startling lack of awareness, and the only person that I saw that really wanted to dig deeper was Julian Edelman, that put out an open letter to him and invited him to Shabbat dinner, which in Jewish culture is just a great place for people to come together, eat.
Yeah,
that's most of the Jewish holidays. You come together, you eat, and you celebrate stuff. Great holidays that we have. But Julian Edelman, for the large part, is the only person I've really seen take a step further, whether it be reprimanding or defending him. Right. Nobody wants to look at the deeper message behind it. Where did he learn that word? They've questioned it, but outside of questioning it, it almost seems like a plastic argument on both sides.
Right.
That's the startling thing to me as a Jewish man, because actually, going into 2021, we've seen, I know it's the Department of Defamatory, it's something, there's a coalition for racial attacks. There's a coalition of people that record, whether it be like a synagogue burning or a racial attack on anyone.
Right.
And they've actually recorded a 12% rise in anti-Semitic attacks coming into 2020 and 2021. And so to see this rise in anti-Semitic attacks, and to see guys like Deshaun Jackson coming out, and I know he obviously went back and really learned about the culture, so I have a lot of respect for him for that. And to see guys like Myers Leonard come out and make these statements, and for people to just kind of write it off as it is what it is, and either he gets punished or he doesn't have to get punished and everyone's overreacting, is really sad, because I feel like overall there's a lot of issues that a lot of people choose not to focus on that heavily within the Jewish community, and I think it could, a lot of more people could serve to be a lot more educated, because from the people that I've talked to, and I know I have some friends, and it's not a mark against them, but when they heard about the story, A, they didn't know what the K word was. I'm not going to say it on air because it's a horrible word. B, some of them didn't even know what anti-Semitic meant.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
So that's a little bit startling to me that when these things happen, we can't have a deeper conversation past the point of just he should be punished or he should be let off. It's just and it's something that nobody else talked about, and it's something that definitely really kind of rubbed me the wrong way for sure. I wasn't personally, because I'm never going to be the guy to sit and look at a guy like Myers Leonard and get offended because I don't know him.
Right. Okay.
I don't know the context in which I know the context in which he said the word, but I don't know what he was thinking at the time. If he just threw it out there, I tend to believe that he kind of just, like Julian Edelman said, ignorantly threw it out there. He wasn't thinking about it. I don't subscribe to the fact that he didn't know what the word meant. I think, like I said, it's a very hyper-specific slang term, or what's it called? Derogatory term. It's a very hyper-specific term. So I don't subscribe to the notion that he just kind of threw it out there without knowing what it was. But I definitely think it was a heat of the moment thing. And obviously, you can't be saying that on a Twitch stream where there's lots of kids and everyone's so impressionable when they're listening. So it was I'm not offended. I'm more disappointed with the reaction. And I think as long as he comes out and he wants to learn more and he sets that precedent, I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I stand in a similar place. In Call of Duty, in a lot of these video games, it's very competitive. You say a lot of stuff in the heat of the moment that you probably shouldn't say. I think everyone's guilty of that. He took it to another level, and he was wrong for that. We got to get that out of the way first. He was very wrong for what he said.
Right.
Shouldn't have said it. He's an NBA player. He has, however many hundreds of thousands of followers. People know him. You can't be saying stuff like that, period. Especially not when you have such a following. You have people that look up to. Your job relies on your public image. It was wrong for whatever he said, and he needed to be punished for it. What I will mention, and I'm not Jewish, and I know that the K word, the word is very, very offensive.
I would liken it to the N word for Jewish people.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's appropriate. The only thing I can relate to, I'm Italian. People, if someone came up to me or someone called someone a guinea, right? Which is very offensive to Italians. Would I go after the guy? Not necessarily. I think that taking him out and teaching about Jewish culture firsthand, taking him to eat and stuff, I think that's the way to go about it. Because I know that if it was in my position, I'd want to show him Italian culture and show him why that's wrong. What we're all about. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a very appropriate reaction. I think the $50,000 fine and the rest of it, I think that also needed to happen.
I also just think that's a front. Like, a $50K fine, he's out for a week.
Well, the NBA is saving their asses.
Well, they're saving their asses, but, if you think the NBA really cares about him saying the K word on a live stream, you'd be sorely mistaken. I think the NBA, they've done a lot, sure, for social justice, but when it comes down to it, that in itself, the punishment, wasn't really even that deep. They put that out there. Okay, slap him with a $50K fine. He's out for a week. Done. We can move on from this. Even the punishment in itself wasn't really that thought out, right? You can levy someone with a $50K fine. You can have him out for but it's nothing past that, right?
Right. He didn't have to do community service for people in those groups. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
No,
he does have to go to a diversity program, but even that, it's like, you need firsthand experience, right? Like we do this stuff at our college.
Right.
I had to take a diversity program. I think everyone did, right?
Yes.
Because it was a part of in response to obviously the Black Lives Matter movement, and we went online, and I'm not gonna lie, all of the stuff in that program is stuff that I've already learned from having close personal conversations with people, from hearing experiences, real experiences, people that are I talked to my UPS driver. He told his kids about getting pulled over from the police. And not to say that all police are bad, but I'm just saying you have to have real conversations. There's not going to be much that a diversity program can do for someone if they're not willing to change. You think Myers Leonard is going to go through a diversity program and be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have yelled the K word live on stream. Now I'm back $50K and I'm out for a week. Damn, when I'm already injured. Yeah. It's just like, we can't go deeper from that.
No, I think you're absolutely right. And I think there could have been more steps taken. Maybe a diversity program isn't the way to go. One thing that really highlighted to me is when I do this club, ICTV. I'm part of the television club. I don't want to get too off track, but basically I had to go and record these World War II World War II survivors, Jewish Holocaust survivors, right? And hearing their stories from childhood to middle life, really touched me. Brought tears to my eyes. That's how powerful it was. You know what I'm saying? So maybe something like that would really highlight, hey, maybe I shouldn't be throwing out these random words that I'm not even 100% sure what they mean to little kids, little Heat fans watching me play Call of Duty. And I'm all there when it comes to saying stuff in the moment. Coop, I'll throw stuff out there sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you can't get anti-Semitic. Joke is a joke, fine, haha, laugh it off, whatever. You can't take it too far. There's a fine line, and what he did was wrong, and he acknowledged it. He came out and he apologized. I do think you're right, however. I do think that the punishment could have been thought out a little bit more, and maybe he could have learned something a little bit more valuable than just a diversity class.
We need to, in order to have a more accepting world and to have a more peaceful world, we need to open up the dialogue for discussion. So I think the only way moving forward for Myers Leonard to me is and for the NBA, quite frankly, is to open up the dialogue, the lines of dialogue, because not many people really take it seriously.
Absolutely.
or even want to be informed about things like
Absolutely.
that. But with that, that is with a heavy heart that I say adieu for today. We'll have an after the pod segment though, where we chop it up about some more stuff.
Absolutely. So stick around.
Stick around. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.